Can we get it? We almost practically have. We've got
So-
Spider Lady.
Doesn't count.
Welcome to
Spider-Lady's lame.
welcome to session 28.
Oh,
Previous episode or session or whatever, we had a huge lore dump, right? Everyone read the recap I posted today?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so
I skimmed through it.
we should be all up to date then, yeah?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Hopefully.
Just for the recording or whatever the hell, so like I can remember this. The biggest things that happened last session were Shaper woke up, Theta met Emir and brought Shani with them to the Citadel. There's some stuff there with Natalia where they were like talking about maybe her staying at the Citadel and like being a partner in crime, sort of like a warden. The other stuff was that Wolf met with Joker. Joker made him promise to kill Rosetta if she failed, which she promptly did, like the very next scene, pretty much.
And she got clapped. Like, I'm disappointed.
She literally failed. Like, she had a +6 on that roll and she failed. Pretty sad, honestly. And now we're gonna, whenever... I'll think about that. We'll probably touch on that later. But, session goals. Let's go in Discord order, I guess. So, Brett first. Mr. Wolfsbane.
So first up is kill Desmond at Prick. I would have had kill Rosetta, but that's a quest, so I am gonna do both.
If you... here's the thing. So, previously I didn't really bring it up very much, but if you wanted to say have the same goal as the quest, you can double dip. That's perfectly fine.
Seems like cheating, so I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Then the next one is collect my money from that bald-ass bitch Saurus. He's bald, right?
Bald fuck.
No, he has
Yes, he's
very
bald.
long black hair. He's not very bald, no.
That's the
bald, stupid
lame.
bitch.
Make him bald. Make him bald.
He's not bald yet.
He seems like a bald dude, though. Right?
He's got bald.
Maybe he has like a bald spot and he's like got a toupee on. Who knows?
Yeah. And then the third one is
Private.
as per what I usually do. I still say it, but it's private for characters because like you're gonna fucking find out anyway. Cause,
Yeah.
And then that one is just learn more about the Acheron, which I don't even know if I spelled that shit right.
Let me say, I think that's how I spelled it. Acheron. So I think so.
All right then.
Yeah. Okay. Then Theta, go ahead.
Alright, well, first and foremost, I want to teach Wolfsbane Elvish so he doesn't embarrass himself in Ashawn. I want to speak with the Leviathan. And I want to kill the professor. I want to kill the fucking professor. I want to turn his insides outsides.
Those goals are good. Those are some good goals.
I already speak Elvish.
You already speak Elvish?
Yeah, I speak Orc, Common, and Elvish.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
It just hasn't come up.
I succeeded on my first goal.
You didn't teach him though. You probably you can replace that. Tell me what you replace it with after we read Sylvie's goals.
Okay.
Sylvia's goals are nothing too good. Obtain a magical upgrade or a weapon upgrade to assist in combat situations. Either or, whichever one. Make use and practice ability telekinetic reprisal. Find the purpose of the path I was set on by the stars.
And you've worked on the third one twice, and the second one you haven't worked on at all so far.
No.
Okay. So, Let me just think for a moment before we go into this. Actually, I'm gonna ask you a question, Vinny.
Okay, what's up? This is such a great question.
Well,
Oh! I see. I was expecting like an actual vocal question.
No, it's private because we could save it for later if you wish. I have other ideas. I've been playing so much Monster Hunter. Like, I think I have like 20 hours just in the last 3 days. It's pretty fucking crazy.
That is pretty wild. That's kind of fucking kooky.
You guys ever play Monster Hunter?
pretty zany.
Yeah, I played Monster Hunter World.
I haven't,
The
but it
new
looks
one,
fun.
the Rise, it was on Switch for a while, but it just came to PC like earlier this month.
Yes.
It's pretty nice. I don't know. It's all right. It's not World. It's got a lot different with it, but it's pretty good.
I watched me play through the Geralt DLC.
Ooh. Geralt
of
DLC?
One of the Monster Hunter games has a Geralt DLC where Geralt gets transported into that world through a portal, and then you have to fight a Leshen.
It fits. It fits. There's this giant creature. It reminds me of something you guys almost fought in like the first session of this game. There's like a giant frog/turtle thing that spits acid. Yeah.
Sounds inviting.
You see what I said?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll just do what you said before. Though. But that's good to know. Alright. So here's how we're gonna start the session. It gets quiet and then it doesn't. Why is the music not playing?
Fuck you and your stargazing.
I want to stargaze in a forest.
No.
Fine then.
How do I change my personal settings?
You're
You're just stuck with it.
I'm stuck with the music being so loud.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't know how you change that. You might want to go into like your volume mixer and do it that way.
Yeah, it keeps getting reset every time you click a new song.
Yeah, that's the individual song's volume.
I've also done the global.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, try not doing it through the app. Do it through the like your computer's like browser setting. So like open volume mixer, like right click on your little speaker at the bottom right, then open volume mixer, and then find wherever the music is coming out of. And
you can do that. 1 second.
Yeah, you can just do it.
I'm so good with technology. No, it does not give me the option about Google. Come on, audio mixer. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna we're gonna not play that song because it sounds not what I thought it was. Sorry. There's some interesting songs in here, but all of them are too stoic for what I'm thinking.
I think we need some Uptown Funk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Shaper would be listening to.
So here's what we see. The session begins with a view out to a very dark sea. There are rain clouds over the sea, and rain is pouring down on the water. You see the rivulets dipping below the water, you pan over to the left and you see a triangular walled city with a large tower coming out of the center of it. It says Dirith 99 AF 2 years ago. And we cut from there into a view of the city center. A large hexagonal pyramid lies at the center of the city. Each direction out from the center has a road leading to a main gate. Along each side you see people. Various races, ages, sexes, just milling about, doing their everyday thing. It follows a carriage outside of the city, very closely so that you can't see anything else but the carriage. Follows for about 20 seconds until you reach the edge of the gate. And then the camera flips upside down. It says, Dirith, 101 AF, yesterday night. The stormy weather clears to a dismal fog. It goes back into the city. Bloated corpses line the streets. Left and right, you see the men, the women, the children of the city, all desiccated and bloated. Some of their eyes are not quite closed, or not as closed as you might like. As you near the center, you see that the hollow pyramid, the place of so much business and prosperity, has now become a decrepit hole. It enters the door of the pyramid. There's an archway about 6 feet tall, human shape. And on the inside you see a wriggling mass of tentacles. Maroon and purple, deep violet, some brown, some sickly green, glowing pustules. It's making very wet noises, making it very uncomfortable to look at, until a set of 17 eyes look directly at the camera, unblinking, piercing. And we cut to a dinner hall. There are 3 normal-sized people, sitting around a dinner table, a rectangular, long, lordly-style dinner table with 2 somewhat large featured faces, one monochromatic faceless woman, and one red stony man, all sitting at a table. They look like they just finished speaking.
Who could that be?
So,
What are you gonna do about it?
probably go to Colin first.
I should look at your hammer, I think. You did you have anything in mind?
Something that kills things more effectively, I guess. I don't know, maybe like an explosion. Whatever you want, man. Really, just something that makes it better than what it is now. I'm not really that picky.
She sort of cocks her head to the side and she says, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but anything that I try to make might have some consequences. I'm not really sure where you're from, and that's a problem with my magic.
What kind of consequences are we talking about?
Unforeseen ones, sadly to say. I sort of
Those
like
are the
how
best
you
kind.
sort of like how you disappeared and, well, you showed up in the wherever Theta was.
Hello.
There wouldn't be perchance that I could also get on board and ask for an upgrade.
What is it you do exactly?
Well, I'm mainly a spellcaster, but from time to time, this spear right here, use it every so often if I have to go close combat. Which is the spear in her photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, it seems like you all need an upgrade.
I'm
I
actually pretty
appreciate
good.
it.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Okay, you can stay here. You two
I
come along.
appreciate any bonuses you can do to my spear, but don't fuck it. Like, please don't ruin it. It is my only spell casting ability, like focus.
Yeah. So she like looks at you and she like turns her head left to right, like she's looking at you, but not with her eyes. She's like, I think we can work something out. You, however, I told you already. Just come here. We're going to my solarium. Shaper, be nice. He's like nodding his head, sort of drunkly. So she like leads you to the solarium, the greenhouse-like room with all the stars above. And she goes to the big map at the center of the table. And she sort of leans both hands on the table, looking at you over it. The hammer first, Wolfsbane.
I hand it over. Also, I'm gonna be muted just because I'm eating a sandwich, but I'm still here.
Okay. Can I have a question for everyone? I didn't ask this in the beginning of the game because I kind of forgot. What level is everyone?
Level 10.
Mhm.
Should be the same level as Theta, so yeah, I'm level where I'm at 10, yeah.
And then Sylvie's 9, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So she, like, takes your hammer, if you present it, and she sort of, like, flips it around. It's like the size of like a flare in her hand. It's like, it looks, kind of small, honestly. And she's sort of toying with it. This, is weird, but have you ever been to the Abyssal Plane?
I feel like I have I?
Probably not, considering it's the place where all the demons live. But,
No,
I mean...
for some reason I thought I stuck my head in something in one of the sessions, but no, that's a different thing. I was just underwater.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, not that I remember at least.
The symbol here, and you see now that, like, the symbol of greed that was on there originally, it's more defined than it was the last time you looked at it. Before, it was still like, it's like a shimmering pool of quicksilver, like rippling, and every now and then you would see the symbol of greed pop out more than the others. It's been, as since more defined. It still is flickering. It's not quite set yet, but it is a lot more defined. The symbol here, well, I don't need to tell you what that is, right?
Yeah, no, it's the greed or whatever the hell.
Yeah. So you want me to just remake this?
Yeah, remake it. If you can make it more powerful, obviously that's great. And then one specification, I don't know if it's possible, but can you make it so that only I can wield the hammer?
Sure. And for you, Sylvie, you said something about your spear.
Yeah, and I'll whip her out. Yeah, and
So it's just like a normal spear.
yeah, it's literally just a basic spear right now. But like it's decorated and skinned for her, and it is her spellcasting focus.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything like defining about it?
So it's wait, let me just pull up an image so I can describe it. It should be underneath the references. No, it's
I
gotta
see
be...
it in our chat history.
Yeah? Okay, maybe that'll be faster than my actual computer. Documents. Yeah. So it's got a white neck and it's got some like special wood as soon as it starts getting closer to the tip of the spear. There's like some like gold accents, but at the very top there is a crystal which acts as her spellcasting focus that seems to be like a mellowish blue, but like if she casted magic it would like turn into like a galaxy inside the crystal. But yeah,
Yeah.
the crystal that's a pokey spoke.
Pokey.
Poke.
Okay. Yeah, so she takes that and she's, confidently holding both of your weapons, and she says, okay, so I will be right back. There's someone I need to speak to about this. I think this might be better suited in one of my friend's hands than mine. She's a blacksmith. Anyway, I'll be back. And she walks out of the room. Seemingly, actually, I don't normally do this, but either Wolfsbane or Sylvie make a insight check.
Would you have better insight?
I think she's AFK. That's not cool.
I guess I'll do it.
So a 14. Yeah, with a 14, you can tell she's not quite confident that she has the capability of making your hammer much better than it already is. So she's going to take it to someone else.
Cool, yeah.
As far as like Sylvie, when she handed her the weapon, she was pretty confident she could do it, but she figured, two birds, one stone sort of thing. As she leaves, do you guys follow, or do you stay in the solarium?
I would stay.
I'm gonna stay in the solarium.
Okay. Yeah, so you see her exit, and the camera follows Natalia as she closes the big door behind her. She walks 3 steps down the hallway and opens the first door to her left. And then she's like, wait, no, that's not... And she opens the very next door. And on the other side, you see a sort of... It's one of those rooms that's too big for the door that enters it. It looks like it should be the size of a broom closet from the outside, based on, the laws of thermodynamics or whatever. But on the inside, she opens it, and it's a very large, round room. Like lava flowing each and every way, and there's like stone walkways to like the center from the door, and in the center is a round, like, raised area. Agni. It's been forever since I've seen you. I'm sorry I don't visit very often. Oh, that's fine, dear. What have you got for me? Oh, nothing. Well, there's some followers that need some better tools, I think. And you see the person that she's walking towards now. It's a being of pure flame. It seems like she's made of flame. And she says, I'm sure we can get them sorted. And she reaches out a tendril of flame and takes both the spear and the hammer out of Natalia's hands. And Natalia turns around and walks out again. And we go over to Shaper and Theta. And you could see, Theta, where are you sat at the table?
Just at the
Going
end
in
of
the
it.
head.
I'm just chilling at like the far end.
Like at the side closest to Shaper, or like at the middle?
I don't know.
It's like a rectangular. No, not really. Shaper walked to the far seat, like the head of the table on the far end, and then Natalia was sitting in the end closest to the table, also at the head.
I guess I would be down there.
Yeah, so like at the side of the table where Shaper sort of is.
Yeah.
Shaper's sort of leaning back in his seat now, taking like a drink or two from his like glass every now and then. He's in a pentative state, sort of thinking, you can tell.
Right. Well, I would never want to interrupt him.
So how's the journey?
Oh, you know, dangerous, violent, traumatic, all the good markings of a good journey.
He's like nodding his head. Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of something that I can repay you with, but it seems like you're good, so to speak.
Oh, I could never be this good without guidance in the first place. You have nothing to pay me.
You
There's
sure?
no reason to pay me.
I would not be free if it wasn't for you.
I could say the same.
Huh. And he sort of like reaches his hand out, like his huge mitt. It's like 10 times the size of your hand. Or like 8 times really, but yeah. He puts it palm up. It's like, here you go, this is the only thing I can think of.
Eyebrows rise, looks at it. What is this?
I heard your comments about being a high priest or something like that.
What is this?
Well, if you're interested, we could have a whole coronation thing down in Hirnwall. I'd need to, go home, make sure everything's up to order, but well, after I get home and make the necessary reparations, I'd be happy to have you. And that's where we'll start the order, or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna let you decide.
I think that would be wonderful.
And it's not gonna come without its perks, I'll tell you that much.
Well, of course.
You should see it. It's beautiful. Makes the elves look like fucking Nancy's.
Not a very difficult task.
No, the architecture. The dwarves have it right. Bigger than you need. Stronger than it has to be. That's the way. Looks cool as fuck. Well, I don't know. It used to. We'll see.
Yes, we will see. That's very exciting. Oh, I'm all jittery now.
Have you talking with, or have you spoke with, your mother, I guess? What is that? What do you call her?
Mother's a good word for it. You are referring to the Leviathan, yes?
Yeah.
I have not spoken with her recently, but I actually did intend on getting back in contact with her tonight. Did you want me to pass a message?
See if they're willing to, work with us. Maybe there's some friendship to be had there. The Faces and the Leviathans. I don't speak for all of them, but I think me and Natalia are at least of a like mind, ironically. Sometimes it just takes someone else saying it to make you realize what it is.
Well, I am quite persuasive, so I imagine this won't be a difficult task. Their ultimate goal is the interest of protecting that Void Fisher.
You guys seem very divided. At least you did before. Your party, they don't seem to Listen. Obey.
I don't make an expectation of it.
You should.
Maybe. But that's not really their purpose in this matter.
What? Are they like friends?
No. I like to think of them as parallel lines. Wolfsbane, he's quite the friend, I'd say. But ultimately, in terms of what our goals are, the ends and all that, it's parallel. We're not exactly direct allies, more coincidental.
He takes a sip of his, like, I guess he probably has like a tumbler. He's drinking like some sort of amber fluid, maybe scotch, maybe like bourbon or something. He takes a drink of it. He adjusts himself in his chair. He sits up straight and he looks at you with both of his bright amber eyes. Tell me, Theta, what is it you want in this world? Endgame. What do you want?
What I want. I think what I want in 100 years' time is to be completely unrecognizable, and then 100 years more, even further so.
A valiant goal. And I think it's here where Natalia has, like, entered the room with the other two. She, like, came and collected you from the solarium, and she wouldn't really answer any questions if you questioned her. Do you guys just sit back down at the dinner table?
Yeah.
Shaper, like, waves his hand, and there's some drinks on the table. Like, different decanters and stuff. But all the food is gone. Natalia, what'd you do? I got a message from Agni. She said that you needed her service. Oh, yeah, I figured it would be okay. I told her about you. Well, kind of. I told her you'd be home soon. I miss her. Anyway, tell me your plan, everyone. I want you guys to all agree before we leave.
Well, first we're gonna be heading to Kong. I gotta collect some money, and we're if we have any hopes of knocking out Rosetta and hopefully Desmond, we probably gonna get involved with the war effort somehow. Plus, we, I guess, have to see what Rave is up to. I don't know if anybody else has business with her. After that, we're definitely headed to Elnheim to kill some people. Then we're probably going down to your place. We're gonna pick up some stuff down there. Then we're gonna head over to Ondore. We got some stuff to deal there. See the other face. Maybe make some allies, help some stuff out. I don't really know. Find out more shit about the relics that I got. Then we're gonna head over to Ashahan, talk to this dipshit's brother apparently. Then we're gonna go to the Great Wilds, do some freaky spiritual stuff there. Then we're probably sailing across the sea to Cross Tone. We gotta get some stuff up there, and then we're gonna head out into the Void Sea and hopefully resolve everything over there.
And as
that,
you're
I
like
think,
saying
about covers
this, as you're like saying your plan, Shaper's been staring at Theta.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's just like
I'm trying to draw this out of my head.
he's just like looking at you. And you guys just agree with this?
Well, lines up with our goals.
I see one big problem.
Was that?
Well, I mean, if you are planning on traveling by foot, the roads to Elnheim, if there's a war on, good luck with getting through that.
Well, that's one of the reasons I said we're probably gonna have to get involved with the war effort on Calm's side. Now, I don't know exactly how involved we're gonna get, but it's hard to actually get around that, considering there is a war going on and we're trying to kill some of the most influential leaders of the opposing side. Not to mention, we already have allies and established acquaintances on the Calm side of things.
Right. And you agree with this too, Sylvie?
Yeah. I am down to follow these two wherever. It's
stars that I've been listening to and the path I've been following led me here and led me to them, so I think this is where I'm supposed to stick for now.
Shaper's like stroking his chin as you're talking. He's like, so you're just listening to some stars for all this?
And the Fae.
Oh, and the Fae. Okay.
And the Fae.
Famously reliable Fae.
Yeah.
I really wonder what Lena's up to nowadays. You heard of her?
Have I?
She's... You probably wouldn't know of that name. That's like their celestial translation of their name. They are the... Actually, make a Arcana check. Or no, maybe Nature or Arcana, whichever one you have better.
Okay. Then 1 second. Don't know how to. Whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe it's like here. No. Fuck. Where am I looking? What? Oh, here we go. Also, if it does help, I do speak Celestial.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. You said Nature or Arcana?
Yeah, one of those.
They're both the same. Let's go Nature.
20. Okay. Yeah, you would probably recognize Lena as like a... She's the primordial of the earth, essentially. Everything that, like, basically all Fae that are related to the wilderness are, like, also related to her in some way, sort of like Mother Gaia on, like, in our earthen fantasy stuff.
Oh, so when you say that name, do you mean like the practically like the mother primordial of nature?
Yeah, we used to be friends. We talked to her recently. I don't know how that stuff works.
No, I haven't gone into contact with her. I just know practically of her.
Hmm.
'Cause we've worked my family and I have worked closely with nature and elementals and primordials. Just kind of like any fate related.
Right. Well, if the stars should ever tell you to seek her out, or you find her somehow, tell her I said hi. I don't really know where to find her.
Okay, I can definitely try to.
Fae creatures are part of, I guess, the primordial chain, so you might... whatever, forget it. And he sort of looks bashful. Right. So you guys have a plan, and I need to go pick up something at the blacksmith. Have fun. Be right back. And he walks out.
See ya, goodbye.
He walks out of the room and, like, lets the door slam behind him. And you're left in an empty room.
Oh, is Talia in the room?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask Natalia if we could talk in private, and then can we discuss the things that we talked about?
Do you want that to be a scene?
Yes. Well, no, not really. No, I don't want anybody to hear.
Okay.
So if you want, I could like
We
DM
could, like,
you
DM
what I
it,
said
yeah.
later,
Yeah, we can DM it or whatever.
just after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that after. So,
Yeah.
So Wolfsbane motions to Natalia and says, like, can I speak to you privately? Right? And then
Yes.
Natalia, without speaking, gets up and you walk off. And now Theta and Sylvie are left alone in the room again.
Again.
So, what's your deal?
I was just ask you that. What do you mean deal? Like my damage?
I just... What the fuck?
Like what? I don't know what my deal is. I don't know what you expect from an answer from a question like that.
What family are you from?
I think you already asked that like 20 minutes ago.
There's like 3 questions to ask.
But
I don't
then
understand how elves talk to each other. Silly.
You're kind of right. It's
Hey,
been a while.
I'd like to spend a destiny point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna compel Sylvie's trait.
Which one?
Or no, not her trait, her ideal. The one about community. I would like you to try to get as friendly with Theta as you comfortably can.
Well, you know, the elf kind's been really fucked in like splitting up lately, and I don't know what the whole deal is, but I think in a way, if we're partying up together, we have to take care of each other because like no one else is going to do it.
Yes, agreed. This is a zero-sum game. Saving the world, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So you really just follow the star map?
Oh yeah, I've been like traveling around, looking at the stars, and been drawing out the map and comparing it to day-to-day events, as well as speaking to the Fae. That they've mostly been like, "Hey yo, you should like check out this spot. You should try heading that direction." For whatever
What language
reason.
do the Fae speak again?
Sorry.
What language do the Fae speak?
For most of them, usually the lesser ones usually speak Sylvan.
Huh.
I also can speak to them in Druidic tongue.
Huh. Well, that's useful.
It is.
See, I basically only know Elvish and Common. Though to be fair, Elvish is a very complicated language.
Really? I found it to be one of the more simpler ones.
Well, you know. There's all those tenses and verbiage. And,
See,
tenses.
Druidic is nice. It's like very like, I don't know, like gender and person neutral, and there's less tenses for everything. Like, you know how in Common there's eat, ate, eaten, eating. There's only just one word for like that, like practically describes that all.
Huh. Well, isn't that very utilitarian? I might have to pick it up now. Oh, by the way, that I don't own that cabin. I did lie.
Oh,
If you didn't catch on to that.
you guys seemed very adamant.
No, I do not actually know where the real owner is. I was looking for them.
Now that I think about it, well, there was like one pair of shoes missing. We may have gone out for a little bit. We weren't there for that long, were we?
We were there for a night. You'd think that they'd be home by then, unless they went out traveling. Either which way, fingers crossed they don't dislodge the spear.
And so, what's your deal then? If we'll just go back and forth, I'll just be like, speak to a mirror. What's your deal?
Oh, I am a worshipper of Shaper. You've met him. Very nice chap, is he not? The large red one. Yeah, that's kind of it. Now that I've actually freed him from his confines, it's wow. I got a lot ahead of me. You could say I'm sort of a nomadic priest of sorts. I was hanging out with the Church of Calm, if you've heard of them, for quite a bit.
I think I've heard about them through my travels. I think I probably passed by Calm.
I'd hope so. They're basically a
Stay there
superpower of the region, are they not?
Well, they definitely seem so out of tune from nature, and just you could tell just by like how gloomy the city seems.
I do like a little gloom. Tell me, have you been to Elnheim?
Let me think about my route. How do I move the map? Right click. There we go. Sorry, I just have to look at them. Oh shoot.
Well,
How do I use this?
I don't know. How did you get here?
I'm trying to figure out how to no, oh no, fuck, I don't know how to use Foundry.
I forget how to do the so if you go to the like little person thing at like the top and then you hit the ruler, you can use a ruler that way. But if you're like trying to move the map, you hold right click and then you can drag it.
Yeah, I can't zoom out though now.
Scroll wheel?
I don't have one.
Huh.
Yes, wait. So wait, I would have been over here. I would have gone there. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, now dragging around. So I probably would have gone. Easiest path looks like up there. I think I'd probably go through there. Yeah, I definitely passed through Elnheim. That was the that's like what's a landmark in Elnheim?
The trains.
Yeah, they're the only place with trains really. They have multiple. They have one to Dirith and one to Arkage.
They had a couple of
or one to Calm, sorry.
Those loud metal carriages.
Yes, trains.
Yeah, so if that was Elnheim, then I definitely passed through. Did not stay long. I definitely like to camp out in the wilderness as much
But
as
I
I
imagine
can.
you didn't catch sight of their resident druid Desmond, aka Exarch, master of diplomacy, I believe.
Have I? Have I?
You probably wouldn't have heard him if you were just passing through.
Yeah, no, I didn't really
How fortunate for you.
talk much with the locals either. I just popped in, was like, "Ayo, food," and popped out and camped out.
That's the Swash way of going through Calm.
Yep. So it's about now that Shaper comes back. He's holding two items. A spear and a hammer. The spear is of a like ashen black wood at the handle instead. The handle is made of like a white ivory like metal. You're not sure what it is, like the type of metal it is. The like where the handle was, like above it with the like metal that is around the spear tip, has been turned like a silvery sort of like, what do you call it, dulled silver, and instead of, it's like four like arms sort of reeling back and you know they're moving, like jostling forward and backwards, and like rotating as well, at the base of the spear, or not the base of the spear but like the base of the tip. And then the crystal, it looks a lot more you could see the stars just like as it is now. It doesn't have to be like activated to be seen like that. And the tip is relatively unchanged in shape. It's just the metal matches that of the pommel, I guess. The hammer is virtually unchanged. You can't really tell a difference.
Oh, my back.
You'd probably follow shortly after if no one says anything to Shaper.
I just admire the work.
Yeah. So he lays the hammer on the table. He lays the hammer on the table and he gives Sylvie the spear.
Can I do like a few test swings off to the side?
Sure. Yeah, you I don't know, you would have to attune to it. Isn't it like a short rest, right? To attune to the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to attune to it to use it, like, actually, but your
Well, I'll
attunement
just
has been
swing it
broken.
around and I guess I'll just swing it around and
Yeah.
get a feel of the weight distribution.
Yeah, it's lighter
I'm gonna
than
pick up.
than you remember.
Okay.
Also, the
I'll pick
the
up
hammer
the
needs
hammer.
to be the hammer needs to be reattuned, but you can really only tell one major difference of the hammer. The head has been changed from like a square on both ends, sort of like warhammer, to one side has a spike and then like a long spike, like 10, 12 inches, and then the other side has a like fluted out head, almost like a halberd. The like oval like pool that was like quaking in the quicksilver, it's not there anymore, but the overall thing is still relatively the same. The feel of it when you pick it up is altogether that you're not attuned to it at the moment, but it feels lighter than the unattuned version.
I'm going to try to do it.
What?
I'm gonna use time to attune to it.
Going to use time.
Use time.
Okay, so you just sit around and, twiddle your thumbs for as long as it takes to attune?
I'm just gonna chill, drink some stuff that we had on the fucking table or whatever, and attune.
I'll
Okay.
pass that over.
There wouldn't be possibly like a place where I can like, I don't know, just swing this around, get a good feel, get some training in with the new weapon or a new upgrade.
You ask this to who?
I'd probably look over to Talia.
Well, we're technically in the multi-purpose room right now, but I suppose we could move and, repurpose it, if you want.
Yeah, I just don't want to damage anything that I'm not supposed to. If I were to practice.
She, like, looks at you, like, hesitantly. All right. Everyone out of the room, so she can, I guess you both can, if you want. How does the hammer feel? I warned her of the unknown nature, so she kind of worked around it.
Feels lighter, but I can't say for sure just yet.
She said something about a shift later on, when you get to use it well. And she sort of gives you a knowing glance.
Well,
All right.
Wolfsbane, if
Yep.
that's what I may call you. Duel? Practice run?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Maybe as soon as we're attuned, but for now, let's just exercise, I guess.
We're not. We're not attuned yet, right?
No.
All right.
Yeah, it would take like 10 minutes extra. So you guys like
Oh, yeah.
go out of the room and who opens the door to the training room?
I probably would.
Okay. Would you care to describe what is on the other side of the door? And also roll a D100.
It's whatever I envision, right? And it doesn't have to necessarily be like a room.
Nice.
Haha. Yeah, honestly, I prefer 88, but anyways, but yeah, I assume like it doesn't have to just be like a room.
You can pretty much describe whatever.
All right, so when Sylvie like thinks about like a training ground, she kind of thinks of like almost like an open field, whether it's a room with like grass and a breeze or what have you, but she just practically thinks of an open room or open field, like grassland.
Yeah.
With blue
Yeah,
skies, clear
so,
skies.
So that's what you see when you open the door.
Just an open field.
With blue skies.
Yeah, not even a
Alright.
fucking cloud in the sky.
Cool.
Yeah. And then yeah, I guess until we're attuned, I just envision like Sylvie like literally just doing some cool like spinny things with a spear and like practice jabs in the air and stances and stuff.
Spin, twirl.
It's just gonna be the Mulan training sequence with 2 people.
Mm-hmm. I'll pretend I can agree because I've never actually watched Mulan, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I haven't either. I just know of the scene.
I don't even know the scene.
Feel like you see right through me. Be a man.
But
Be
Yeah.
as strong as a coursing river,
Be
Destroy.
a man.
like the force of a great typhoon.
A man.
Yeah, so Oh,
the dark
God.
side
No,
of the moon.
Yeah, so about 10 minutes of Mulan combat training later, you attune to your weapons.
Yeah.
The starlight in it as it attunes to you, it sort of like comes out of the base of the sphere, and it makes a multi-pointed star at the base of the tip, sort of like around where the fluted edge of the spear is, and it sort of, goes out, and points of light go towards the tip of the spear, making it sort of like a net almost. And the like strings that attach the points of the star at the base of the tip of the spear sort of go around as the handle is turning, and you feel a deep power in this object. You feel like something fun could happen if you wished it to, and I'm going to DM you what it could be.
Ooh.
And then, Wolfsbane, your hammer, it where it once was lighter at least to you than your previous weapon, it now does feel like not only an extension of your arm, it feels like it has a mind of its own. It feels like it wants to kill.
Freaky.
Yeah, you feel it, and its bloodlust, and it is ready.
Do I like know the abilities and stuff it got, or what?
Yeah, if you just give me a minute, I'll
Exactly 60
message.
seconds. I hate Bing.
Do you guys like video games?
In some games they do it right.
Sometimes they're a little too video for the game, yeah. I still have to get through my entire Itch.io bundle. I'm only really just starting.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're both like eyeing your weapons, sort of realizing the new power, sort of thinking on what you could do with it.
Zeta's just vibing.
Oh, Wolf, the practice round?
it is fine with me.
Alright, I want a clean fight. Nothing below the belt.
Shaper has gone. He's not watching currently. He left after giving you the weapons, and you haven't seen him since.
Okay. What is this?
So, you guys are fighting.
Do you remember a couple of sessions ago when we did a long rest?
Yes.
And then I was like, I can do dice and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember if it was even or odd?
I do not.
Okay. We'll just
Was
roll.
that a D2? What dice would it have been?
Let me just check. It just says roll a die. So I'm assuming a D20.
Hmm.
All right.
So a 10.
And so it's even. Okay. Sounds good.
I have an idea. 1 second. Let me do a thing. I think I can do this. I don't think I need to change anything here. Activate.
Oh,
Oh,
you don't own any token with vision in this scene. Oh no.
oh, I did that. Whoops. I'll fix it.
Whoops,
I fix. Wait, why can't you see? Why is it dark? What the fuck? Configure. Lighting.
I see like a three square radius.
Apply an overlay with jargons. What? Ah. How did I set this up? Sorry, this is the first time I've created a map on the fly like this.
Okay.
There.
What was your rule about spell casting? It's one spell slot, one cantrip. If one's a bonus action and one's an action.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need a map. Do I need a map?
Oh, I'm gonna need to find a cool token.
Will you?
Eventually.
I had this earlier. I don't know why I didn't just use it. I deleted it. Like an idiot.
How dare.
This hurts.
Fucking numbskull. You nummy skull.
Art.
Also, how do I just gotta edit this somehow.
Edit what?
My spear. Oh! I figured it out. So it is not that. I am that. Because we will be doing aha.
There was like a whole art browser. I just forget where it is. Okay. So, we're gonna use this map instead.
Wait, I didn't add it right. So I'm proficient with it. Why is it not adding proficiency?
Hmm?
Sorry, I was trying to fix my spear, but it's not adding my proficiency bonus.
Welcome to the dojo. So you stand amongst 6 stones. They are watching your fight.
Alright, well. Wait, whoa, wait. Loading, what are you hunting? I don't know what I'm hunting. Oh! Where am I?
Natalia is standing right here. The door is over, like
That's
up top
what
here.
Oh,
Theta, you can
where
move
is my
your
mouse?
token around if you like.
I would if I could see everything.
What do you mean?
Hey,
Where's my token?
I can't
yeah.
zoom out.
Are you
I think
guys
the
all
map-
on...
I'm not on the map.
What? I said activate.
Let me just find.
That's the
Ah, now
dojo.
everything's white.
I had. I used to have
weird.
a.
Did I
We're
not-
doing a matrix.
Did I not do it right?
I see myself.
Ah, Keanu
What?
Reeves. Canvas
do
drawing
I-
failed for the drawings layer.
What? Does that not... Can you, like, see the,
I can see the
with
map.
all the- you can
I
see the
can't-
map with
I
all
can-
the
With the
stones?
stones and the trees.
Yeah. You
I
can't
can't.
see
There's
your
no
token?
tokens though.
I can't see my
No.
token.
Huh, because I can see all of your tokens.
I saw it when it was bugged out and there was no map, but I
Represented
can't
ag-
see
yeah,
it
I-
anymore.
Update. But can you guys... So, you can't see, like, I don't know, Theta, right there.
No.
No.
What the heck? I don't even...
What layer are the tokens and stuff on?
There's really only
See
one layer.
that? I can see the new text.
I do not know how to make maps.
Imagine this.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah,
Oh, why are there so many new texts?
Select
God.
targets.
I guess I'm doing this wrong. I just have to do it differently, I guess.
Well, it's a good thing that
How
this
do I
is a.
get rid of them?
Okay, so like, we're gonna use, since I could figure out the drawing thing, that's Sylvie. And then
How do I get rid of these?
change? How do you... What the heck? I don't know what these buttons do. Okay. There you go. Yeah. So, I don't know how to change the color of these yet.
That's fine.
Wait, maybe that'll do it.
Now it's gone.
Alright, so orange is Wolfsbane, and then blue, or green, is Sylvie.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go here, and I'm just gonna roll.
I don't know why, maybe if I just drag the token, like, from the thing.
There's no combat encounter.
Yeah.
That's probably why. You gotta
I
start a
not-
combat encounter between the two of us.
Are you gonna have to move my orange token for me?
I'm hoping I can figure this out, but... Can you see that, Wolfsbane?
Yeah, there we go.
I can do
Okay,
that.
so if I just drag from the thing, it works. But apparently Sylvie is Wolfsbane now, for some reason. We're all Wolfsbane.
It's because I'm the best.
We're
Ah.
all patriots.
Here. Bam.
Represented actor. Why does that update like that? It is really strange.
Apparently I updated a prototype token.
There.
Okay, now we need to start combat between the two.
So this does combat. This does combat. Can you guys roll initiative?
I'll try. There we go.
Oh,
Nat
21
20.
and a 9. That's not very cool.
No.
Alright, let's see.
I obviously need to practice with the system more, because I didn't know how to do that, but now I do. Fight.
While I am not engaged close combat, I am gonna look at him, and I'm gonna look at his armor, and I'm gonna cast heat metal.
I'm
Oh,
not wearing
how did
armor.
I do that? Not wearing armor?
No.
You're not wearing armor.
No, I don't wear
What?
armor.
What do you do instead?
What do you wear?
A duster, a leather jacket. Take a leather coat.
You could heat his hammer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna heat your weapon. But I just- no, look at your weapon, your brand new weapon that you're gripping on. And I'm gonna cast heat metal. How do I cast it? Cast it. Ah! Oh,
Uh,
there we go.
where's your heat metal spell?
I did it. I casted it.
How did you cast it?
Can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Choose a manufactured material such as a metal weapon or a suit of heavy armor. I'm trying to see how it handles magical armor. Is that a thing?
Because it's like it's a magically crafted hammer, squared kind
says
of. Because it was
metal.
already magic.
As long as it's
I don't-
metal.
As long
Heat
as it's
metal's a
metal.
dumb fucking spell to bring into PvP because I've already
Nice.
gone off on my players before how much I hate that spell.
Hey, it's a PvP spell, alright? You know,
No, it's not.
it's welcome to PvP.
Welcome to my love for heat metal. I love this spell so much. But yeah, practically make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. There's not a check or anything. It's just automatic.
Yeah.
Or does it
Yeah.
only work if I fail the saving throw?
It only works if you fail. Or, Let's
It'll
see.
heat
You take the
metal
damage.
regardless whether or not you. I think it's the amount of damage you take.
yeah, you take damage no matter what. But if a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes the damage
Ew.
from it,
Failed
the
anyway.
creature must succeed a Constitution saving throw or drop the item if it can. If it doesn't drop the item, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your turn. Start of my turn.
So you have disadvantage and you take... Did you cast it base level?
Yeah, base level.
Okay. So you cast it at 3rd level then. So 1d8
Oh, did I?
for every slot above... Wait, what spell is... Or what level is that?
Man, this is.
I don't know what I
busted.
casted it at.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I casted it
Oh,
at
it's a second...
level.
Yeah, it's a second level. So you take 1d8. Or,
Which
no,
I'll
2d8.
roll.
You take 2d8 fire damage per
Normal.
turn. And you have disadvantage on attack and saving
So
throws.
you take 7 fire damage. You've got disadvantage on attack.
Only per turn if I'm holding it.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
You have to drop it if you can. If you're gonna hold on to it, then you have disadvantage.
So I take 7 damage, right?
Yeah.
Let me do some quick maths.
This is some cool dojo music.
I hate Bing. Bing, why doesn't your calculator work? I should really be able to do this in my head.
7 minus whatever your current HP is, so...
There we go. There we go. I got it.
Trying to figure out... I dragged Sylvie's token to the map, and it counts... Here's what happens when I drag the token. It turns into Wolfsbane. I don't know why. It's so strange.
And,
Okay.
one last thing with my bonus.
What?
action.
Okay.
Sorry,
What?
I didn't end my turn.
God!
So even I'm about to do like 5 different things.
And then as after you take that damage, I'm gonna do a cute little twirl and waft to my hand up, and you're gonna watch my body.
Oh no. Oh no.
Take on a starry form. I start to glitter with like constellations and stuff in my on my skin. And while my body is glimmering, let's see, which one do I want to take? Which one?
What are you, the Onion Knight? The fuck?
I shall.
Fucking, what do you show up in dark dungeons going,
Bo, 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 bo.
care for a brew?
A constellation of wait.
She turns into the constellation
Never
of
mind.
the cat.
I don't do that because I did not read this properly.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't do that. Yeah, I thought one of them did one of the effects did a different thing, but it doesn't look like it does. So I didn't do that. I just heat the metal and I'm like hee hee and then pass my turn.
Hee hee, haha.
Hee hee ha ha.
See you later, loser. And then Wolfsbane, he gets a turn. What does Wolfsbane do?
First I gotta see something.
Oh god.
Oh no! I guess I can move. I can just move closer.
Yeah, you don't have
Uh,
like movement penalties right now.
I'm
You
gonna
just have
go.
disadvantage on
wait.
attack throws, attack rolls, and saving throws.
I'm gonna move right there. Then I am going to. Let's see.
I know what's about to happen.
It's a bonus action. Oh, so I can't do that one. But I can still do that, and then I could. It's not the most effective, but fuck it, why not? We'll
It's
try it out
cool.
anyway. It's not
It's
like I can
cool.
use this thing. It's either drop it or do this. So
Yeah.
I am going to use Fighting Spirit as my bonus action
Oh, this is gonna be
to give
sick.
myself advantage. So that brings it up to just a normal,
Just a normal roll.
I also gain 5 temporary hit points. And
A bee shows up.
Yeah.
It's watching the fight.
And then I am going to make an attack with my hammer by throwing it at you.
Wow.
The bee stings you, Veda.
What the fuck?
Bzz,
How do I?
Oh, no.
bzz.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
Normal.
You're a dick.
It disappears
Does a
and
28
goes
hit?
back into the shadows.
I guess that would have
Does
to
a
hit.
28 hit? What do you do?
And then
You're 20 feet away from her.
I am
Hi.
going, since this hammer is it's lighter, but I'm still getting used to it. I have it in my one hand. I kind of basically just spin it around. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but because I can do it with swords and shit. But I spin it around my hand basically, and then just to build up the momentum, and I just fucking chuck it at your face, and it just goes careening through the air in a straight line directly at you.
And it hits you directly in your cute little anime face.
Directly in the face. You're in the starry form right now, right?
No, she didn't
Or are
do
you
that.
Not doing that? Okay, then I won't go for your face. I'll go for your midsection, your gut.
Okay.
Your little fucking tum-tum's gonna be obliterated.
And so this is, let's see. Ooh, that's a normal damage plus I'm going to use where's features? Here we go. I'm gonna use its normal ability where I can add 1d8 radiant damage onto that. / roll 1d8. So that's 18 damage. And then I can't do that because I'm not raging. I use that. So then I basically, because that takes my whole action, so I'm just essentially, I'm not going to attempt to bring the hammer back, DM, because it's burning. Oh wait, I have an idea. Since it's burning, does it hurt her?
No, heat metal I don't think does that, unless you try to grab it.
Well, it hits her in the stomach and it's still red hot.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. It doesn't.
That's stupid.
It doesn't affect.
No
I think if you spend, if you spend an action to hold it against something, then it'll do it. But
If I spend my bonus action, I can cause the damage again. But I think it's a one-time thing. Just
well then I'm just gonna let it fall to the ground, and I'm just gonna take out my
you were gonna say your
axe, I
other
guess.
hammer, weren't you?
Yeah, I realized I gave that to Drizzlane, so I'm gonna take out my hand axe then.
Some kid has it.
Some little motherfucking shit.
Okay, so that's your turn.
I have. No, never mind. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. So yeah, that's my turn.
All right, Sylvie,
So
it's your
that's
turn again.
18.
Some big half orc just punched you right in the face with a ginormous X looking. He's basically Thor, essentially. He threw a hammer at your face.
Instead, I have to spend. Wait, what is the ability? So is that on top of the normal attack roll? Or wait. Oh, I gotcha. Alright, so you see me spin my spear around as I use my bonus action to cast whatever that is, Shillelagh.
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 Shiloh.
Shlag.
Yeah.
Shlag.
Shalag.
So that I know it's already magical, I think, but like, you know.
Wasn't the whole point of this combat to test your staff?
Yeah, so that is what I'm doing. Oh, was this supposed to be my quarterstaff? Okay, I couldn't remember if it was my spear or my quarterstaff, but whichever one I had. And that's what I meant for. So yeah, do that. So that means I actually... Shoot, I upgraded this then. Not the spear. Shit. Okay, I gotta quickly go in here. Gotta quickly go in that. Modifying. Bam. Okay. So now I can...
Magic damage.
I'll walk up to you with my quarterstaff. Oh. And then, so that means I get to use on that. Bam. I would like to attack. Normal. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Okay, and I guess that also activates that. So do I do like my regular attack damage plus the ability? Or is it just the ability?
It would be a D8 plus your spellcasting ability.
No, Richard, the ability that you sent me about my upgrade.
I believe it says whatever the weapon's normal damage is.
So it's like, well, it says this uses the weapon's normal attack roll and does.
Yeah. Well, the damage die becomes D8. Yeah, so it'd be 3D8 in that sense. Plus your modifier.
Alright, so I'll do the damage. Let's roll 3d8 plus my modifier, which is now my wisdom. Aha! For 16 psychic damage. As a bright light is shot, like fucking shot right to ya, and I jab you in the chin.
Yeah, so wait, actually, hold on.
Also, I have a question. Does heat metal or
So your
require concentration?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Heat metal is concentration, isn't it?
Yeah, heat metal is, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it doesn't.
And then she'll use a cantrip, so.
So that damage numbers, like those damage numbers, were for the ranged portion of that.
Yes, but at the same time, the range portion sounds... Wait. But...
I mean, you could use it at close range. I didn't say anything about you couldn't.
Okay.
But I'd probably treat it as like a... It's a beam weapon, so it wouldn't really make sense to have like the same thing as missile weapons. Yeah, I'd say you can use it close range without disadvantage.
So how much damage am I taking?
16 psychic damage.
Okay.
Why is everyone like, let's challenge the tank to a fight?
Cause why not?
To be fair,
Because we're
Theta had
not
a really
built to
good
do it.
chance.
Because...
Theta had a really good chance.
Yeah, but those destiny points.
Yeah.
And then I will,
yeah, for an atheist, you sure do need God's help.
Wolverine never said he was an atheist.
He is the closest thing to an atheist in this setting, I would argue.
Where is your god now?
Alright,
He's in
yeah,
my-
okay.
he's in
I'm
my
past my turn.
DMs.
So now it is Wolfsbane's turn.
Oh. Okay. I am going to. Let's see. Let's see what I'm gonna do. We're gonna. That no, that works. Okay, I am going to use my bonus action to rage, and with my hand axe, because my fucking hammer you heated up. Even though this is supposed to be a test of our new weapons, fucking lame. I'm gonna
your
use
choice to drop it.
rage.
Oh, you did get injured. Do you want to go ahead and make a con save?
What? Why do I have to do it?
No, Sylvie.
Well, I can drop it because he's not even holding the weapon.
Yes, you just drop it automatically.
Oh, she drops the.
The spell on the
Yeah.
one that you threw.
Your hammer's
So
right
it's
here.
on the ground, but it's not burning anymore, so I can't use it.
Oh,
But yeah.
am I able to walk over there, pick it up, and walk back?
You would take a
You take an attack of opportunity
attack of opportunity.
because you couldn't reach it normally.
Oh, that's
it would've been,
true.
like,
That's
here.
true. For the attack of opportunity, would the Shillelagh apply, or is it just a normal quarterstaff
Yes, the
attack?
Shillelagh.
It would be it would be Shillelagh, but it would be her weapons damage, not 3d6 or 3d8.
Oh, then fuck it. Then I'll do that. Oh, I know, because then if she had attack of opportunities, then my movement would end, wouldn't it?
No. Unless you're
Or
dead.
can
No, not in this edition.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool.
I think that's 40. I think that's
mixed up.
40.
So I'm gonna walk over here, and you can take your
Gonna
attack of
walk.
opportunity if you
You're
want.
gonna walk? No, I'm not gonna take the attack of opportunity.
Wow,
You're not?
honorable.
Okay. I'm gonna pick it up, and then I'm gonna walk back over here.
Okay.
You have your weapon.
And it's not hot anymore. Now I can do what I wanted to do. Well, technically not. I have to take 2 to set it up. But I'm still raging, and then I'm going to use. Obviously, I have extra attack, and then I'm gonna use fighting. No, I can't use fighting spirit. Never mind. Don't ignore that. So I'm basically just doing 2 attacks, because extra attack, rage, and then I can use this. Yeah. Okay.
So you use your full movement, eh?
That goes. How far away is that? There's 1.
It's a very leading question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna do something with that, or is that just a question?
That was just a question.
Okay.
In reaction to the 30 for the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess, the first hit, you would have to roll the damage for it.
What?
The first one hits. Can
Okay.
Yeah, you wanna... How much damage do I take?
Oh, you said. What did you say about? What did you say advantage?
What? No, I said...
You said.
I said...
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'll
you said
take
damage.
the damage.
Oh,
the
damage. Okay. This first one's gonna. It's not just this. So hold down the force for a second. So it's going to do.
So the first
That's-
one is 13.
It's not just that. It's 13. There's also +2 on there. Plus, there is going to be Divine Fury. So that is 1d6 +2. slash roll 1d6
Divine Fury.
plus 2. It's an ability. Oh, that's a bad roll. And then also, I'm going to be doing twice for short list. You can. This is twice, right? If it wants to open.
What are you?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll do that one too.
What's the D6?
You gonna kill me?
Slash roll 1d8.
What's the D6 for?
The d6. Which d6?
1d6
Oh, d6.
plus
That's
2.
for Divine Fury. It's a barbarian feat. For Path of the fucking whatever.
Mhm.
Path of the Zealot.
Wow.
So yeah, that's 13 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 for the first hit. Does the second one hit?
So in reaction to the first hit, can you make a strength saving throw?
Yeah. And I get to do that at advantage because I'm raging right now. Saving throw at advantage. Ooh, that's awful luck.
Wow, you failed. So as my reaction, I emanate telekinetic energy, and you take 2d8 damage, force damage, and you are pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay.
Wrecked.
2d8.
Fucking
What spell is that?
swagged on.
Ooh, good rolls
So-
too.
That's 9 force damage.
Which you can't reduce because nobody's
Yeah,
resistant
that's
to force damage. I love that.
Well, if I was Path of the Totem, I would be able to.
That's fucked up.
And then yeah, so you
That's
get
fucked
pushed back
up.
10 feet. And as you're pushed back and you look at me, I am like barely holding on.
So that second hit, I just don't take, right?
You won't be able to because that was like an interruption, and you've used all your movement, so you can't walk up to me.
Yeah.
Would I still be able to throw it or no?
It takes your full attack action. So
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
so
made
then I
if you
would be
made an
able to do
attack,
the
yeah, if you made an
extra attack.
attack already, you couldn't make
So then,
thrown it.
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right.
And with that,
Sylvie's turn.
I fall down to one knee and I'm like gripping my
Kill him.
my my spear real tight as I as you see like the crystal of my spear like become very dense with stars, and they're moving fast, and then there's like this, I don't know, like a like just like a magic like poof, like I don't know like how to say it, like you know like a ring explosion, but it's just literally just the ring that like beams out.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
realized I'm stupid. I obviously can't do it anymore because it's too late. But what was the spell that you just used to push me back?
Oh, it was a feature called Gift of the Gem Dragon, and it's telekinetic reprisal.
Okay, then I probably wouldn't have been able to use Shield Master on that.
No, it's a magic thing.
So
Or if it's if you because it's a strength, not a dex. So yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
with all this magical description. Wait, what do you mean I don't have a spell slot available? The fuck? I should. What the fuck?
Hmm?
Yo, wait, I think my sheet's broken.
You might not have put the right amount of spell slots up. What slots are you trying to use?
My 5th level.
I mean, on your spell sheet it says 0 out of 1.
But I didn't use it yet. What the
Yeah, you
fuck?
didn't. Just put 1.
I don't
Wait.
know how. I don't know how to access my spell sheet.
What do you mean? It's right there.
Oh, it doesn't. I can't find.
Do it again.
it. Ah!
Go to the spell book tab and then scroll down to 5th level. I just changed it from 1 to 1 because I don't remember you using it from before.
Oh. I see. Okay, see, I've been using my actions, not my spell book. Okay.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
cast spell. Bam!
Bam.
I summon a dragon!
Oh,
Now I wanna
uh,
do...
okay.
I wanna
I can do
choose
this.
a metallic dragon?
Yeah, spend 500 gold pieces. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Wait, what?
It says you need an object or an image of an object
Oh,
with an
I
image
didn't
of a
see that
dragon engraved on it worth
material.
500 gold pieces.
yeah. If you don't have the material and it's above 10 gold, you can't use it.
I didn't see that material. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you
Well,
don't
I
summon
guess
a dragon.
I don't summon a dragon.
Your dragon doesn't
I
exist.
see you like gesture to do some really cool magic, and then you just kind of look at your spear, and then
Oh,
nothing
right.
happens.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh no. Oh shoot. Okay, so wait, let me just add this back to 1.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. The song I'm listening to right now is called "The Dragon Shield" by Dungeon Crawl.
What was the other one I
Fitting.
had ready? Where was it? No. Well, shit. Well, fuck me. Let's see. Um. You would say that there's a.
Yes.
Sweet. Wow, this is actually. No, I actually have to go in and because I had that plan. No.
Rip. Why is your AC so low? Fuck's wrong
Mine?
with you? Yeah.
Oh, cause I don't have anything for it.
Good.
I have a duster.
All right, so I'm gonna look to the sky. That doesn't even look like the right spell. Is this change?
Here. I'm posting in general because you asked what I was wearing. I found the picture. That's what I'm dressed like.
Oh, okay.
He's cute.
I'm gonna circle. You see me like doing like a circling motion with my spear, and if you look up to the sky, a huge storm cloud appears as I call forth lightning at 5th level.
Oh, damn.
Can you please make a dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
60-foot
And-
radius.
Good thing. Traps. He says traps and spells. Let's go. Danger sense for the win.
Oh wow, that's the first time I've ever seen.
I'm gonna put it right on him.
Dexterity, saving throw, advantage.
Poor Theta.
Well, they just chilling.
So 19.
Okay, so you successfully dodge most of it. So you're taking half damage.
Wait. I'm using my reaction with Shield Master. If you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you can use your reaction to take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, interposing your
What
shield
the
between yourself and the source
fuck?
of the effect. So I'm basically just gonna fucking raise my shield above my head and just block the lightning.
That's some bullshit. Holy
That's
shit.
some bullshit. I could have maxed 50 damage.
Damn.
That's 30 lightning damage. You just
And halved
blocked.
because saving throw, and then to nothing because of Shield Master.
I'm gonna spend a destiny point to make you re-roll your save.
I'm gonna spend a destiny point to counteract your destiny point.
Okay, fair.
Use a destiny point to counteract your destiny point that counteracts his
So in
destiny
this
point.
case, we do a matched D20 roll, and whoever gets highest gets advantage. So Theta roll a D20, and then I will.
I'm not letting you fuck my boy over.
Got an 11.
I got a 1! 4.
God
4.
damn it!
So yeah,
No.
roll it again at disadvantage.
Why at disadvantage?
Because if Theta won, you would get advantage.
But I still have advantage already.
Well,
so wouldn't it just go to normal?
if you have
Just roll
advantage, just roll again at normal if you already have advantage because it's dex save. Danger sense. Just roll
Yeah.
again at normal. 7. So
well,
Lightning
I can
too
still
you can
strong.
still
use,
save for half, right?
I can still do half because Shield Master. If oh, actually, what's this? You can add your shield's AC bonus to any dex saving throw you make. That
So 1?
obviously that's 2 because
Or
it's
2.
a +2 shield.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
9 tilts in the past, but I could still do half. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, because your reaction. So he doesn't have a reaction this turn.
Okay, so 15 lightning damage.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna take my Starry 4 with my bonus action.
Wolfsbane, it is your turn.
It's my turn.
So wait, I got to heal.
Oh yeah, story form lets you heal.
Are you
6.
saying
Plus
it's my turn?
So it's
It could be.
I give you these puppy dog eyes as I like kneel down.
Don't bash my face in with your hammer, please.
You saying it's time for me?
Yeah, I think so.
So with my hammer, I'm just gonna kind of look at you. After basically putting my shield up, you see the lightning hit my shield and just course through my body, and it's kind of just silhouette of me with lightning crackling around me. I'm
should
kinda,
kill yourself
kind
now.
of singed, and I'm just gonna say, "Goddamn spellcasters! Don't take this personally." And then I'm gonna walk over to you.
I'm gonna bash my face in.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action for Fighting Spirit, so everything is at advantage. Then I'm going to use Action Surge, where I can take 1 additional attack action. And then I'm going to use extra attack to make
God
4
damn.
in total.
She's dead,
So
Jim.
4
I'm
attacks at
dead.
advantage.
She's
I'll
dead,
be dead
Jim.
after the first one, and then it's gonna be a crit. Then it's then it's an automatic failed
So-
death save.
So don't
If
speak.
it's a
Over and over
crit,
and
then I can
over.
also do Savage.
All right. So the
attacks
first attack. What
at
is
advantage.
the first attack at
At
advantage?
advantage.
So 15 hits. So
Yeah.
do you make the
25
second hit as well?
At
Regardless,
advantage.
Can I use
she's
my
dead.
reaction to the first one? Use my telekinetic
yeah.
reprisal.
Yeah.
Can you please make a strength save?
God.
Yeah, I will take it at advantage.
I love rage.
26.
I love fucking anger.
Ah.
I love
So you,
So I'll roll
so you take half damage.
And what
and you're
type of
not
damage is
pushed. It's force.
that? Okay, so then yeah, I
Take
can't
4
count
force
that,
damage
so.
after the first attack.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah, you only
then,
take half damage and you're not pushed.
That only angers him. Do the damage for the first attack. Wait, does that happen? Right? Does telekinetic reprisal take the damage? Do you
Well, since
take
I'm
the
not
damage?
pushed, I can still make the attack, right?
Right, yeah, but
Yeah,
still
yeah.
you take the damage from the first attack.
I take the damage from the first attack.
Yeah,
then it's
roll.
the
So this
reprisal.
one is going to be. This
Roll the
is just a
damage from the first one.
normal- So it's going to be that plus 2, and then also slash roll
I'm down.
1d6 plus 2. That's 5, so that's 17 plus 5. No. It's 14 plus 5, so that's 19 on the first hit.
She's
I'm
down.
at 0. I'm down.
And then you kind of see, as I knock you down to the ground, I have the hammer like above my head, like up in one hand, and you can kind of see there's kind of like the hammer's kind of getting to me. There's like a deep anger in my
Bloodlust.
eyes, a bloodlust. But
A
I'm going to
bloodlust.
kind of, after just kind of holding it up there and kind of just like breathing a bit, I'm gonna put it on my back, and then I guess like offer my hand. You're kind of really short and on the ground, so I kind of have to like lean over to offer my hand to
Pass
you.
the fuck out.
Oh yeah, you're past. I'm gonna stabilize. Can I try and stabilize?
Yeah, you can try, but Natalia does it before you do.
Oh yeah, then I'll just chill there. Next to Sylvie.
Cool. How did you do
Wow,
that?
50 hit points, let's
impressive
go.
work, everyone.
How did you do that?
Hey, if it's any consolence, you were kind of close to getting me past half health.
This reminds me of the time
You-
that we
It would have been more fun if I summoned a dragon.
You were about like 15 points away from getting me to half health.
That's cool. Yeah, so the fight ends. Natalia over here, she waves her hands, and you gain... What is Greater Restoration? Or not Greater Restoration, what's the Healy one? Fuck. I don't play healers,
Healing
alright?
word.
cure wounds.
Can you just say that we're healed?
Greater mass
Lay on
cure
hands.
wounds. Greater healing word.
Fuck yes.
Goodberry.
Good balls.
You gain 14 HP.
Okay.
And then as you're coming back to consciousness, you see me kind of leaned over, offering my giant hand.
And then he hammers your fucking head again.
As I come to, I make a fist, as in like fist bump. A weak little fist bump's coming your way.
I'll do like a really soft fist bump because I don't want to like break your tiny hand.
Yeah, just like, oops, sorry, my strength slipped. You lost all your 14 points you just gained.
I shattered every single bone in your arm because I fist bumped you too hard. No.
Well, that
Wolfsbane,
was
please
taking unexpected turns.
roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
You're gonna want to actually like fucking kill me. I would like to see. I would like to see this, and use my cosmic omen.
So
when they do
Wolfsbane, here's what
a
happens.
saving throw, they get
So,
to add my
Wolfsbane, you sort of... What? What'd you say, Wolfsbane?
I don't want to hurt the little elf.
So you fail the charisma saving throw.
Yeah, definitely, because I only was able to add one to his
What's that from?
Well, nobody has destiny points,
my
so.
cosmic omen. My cosmic
Well, yeah,
omen.
but I don't know if you want to use it on this, and I'm probably just gonna fucking deck Sylvie. I'm assuming is what's gonna happen.
Your eyes sort of glaze over, and you have...
Does Sylvie see that?
No. I mean, it looks like you, he sort of zones out for just a second. You don't notice anything, like, out of the ordinary too much. It's just like when a person loses their train of thought mid-sentence. Wolfsbane.
Feature assist.
What is your feature? Which feature?
It's a cosmic omen. I rolled for it already, but it's just whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is about to make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check, you can use your reaction or add a d6.
You noticed, you don't have a reaction, but you don't, yeah, you couldn't have added...
Getting at?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, you would have had a reaction because you both stood up, so if he chose to use the Cosmic Omen, you would have known that he had to make a saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
And that you helped him with that, I guess, by adding one. He had to make a saving throw. Wolfsbane, your eyes sort of glaze over for a moment, you lose your train of thought, and you have a terrible sensation. Your entire body feels like it sort of comes loose. I guess that's a good feeling in a way, but also kind of scary. It feels like your muscles and your arms, legs, body, it just isn't moving. You can't move it. What do you do?
I'm gonna attempt to punch myself.
You go to move your arm and nothing happens.
I'm assuming I can't move my facial muscles either.
You go to scrunch your nose, like, move your face and like see if you can move it. It seems like your like mouth and stuff are working. Your eyes and like reactionary features they seem to be working.
As I'm just kind of frozen there, I'm just gonna say, Natalia.
So you're like looking around then, and you notice that
As much as I can.
just past the like where you saw infinite horizons, you now see fade into like a black shadowy just nothingness. And a little bit past the edge, you see a glow. You see a large creature, a humanoid in shape, made of fire. Probably like from here they look human-like, but they are far away, so you imagine them to be a bit bigger.
Hell, you want campfire?
Are you like just speaking in a normal tone of voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't notice you.
Does anybody notice me?
Everyone around you is frozen.
Then I'm gonna yell it louder.
Okay. Yeah, so you loudly like sort of speak it. And they like you see in this time between like you deciding to scream, they're like hammering at something like on a table. They're wielding some sort of contraption for damaging something, and they're a little bit away, and you raise your voice and they look up at you and they hear what you're saying and they start walking, or rather floating towards you. Who are you? How the fuck did you get in
I was about
here?
to ask you the same thing.
How'd you get in here? Who are these people?
Well, right now we're in the multi-purpose room of the Citadel. I'm guessing you know what the Citadel is.
Is that Natalia?
Yeah, Natalia, Shaper in the room.
She like no, Shaper hasn't been seen for a little while.
Natalia's over there. That's Theta. The one on the ground, Sylvie. I'm
So
Wolfsbane.
she goes over and she's like noticing you can't move, but it's at this point where we see from a different perspective. Instead of seeing from the perspective of Wolfsbane, we see from like a outside observer, probably around where Theta was standing. Wolfsbane's like body is exactly where they left it, sort of looking lumberingly at Sylvie and like sort of readjusting after the fight. You see a second like head, sort of a little bit less opaque, a little bit more see-through, almost like a ghost, sort of wrapping and like moving in different directions, and it's Wolfsbane's head, but it's moving independently of his original head, so it's like a ghost form, essentially. And the fiery figure is going over to Natalia, and she's waving her like flame hands in front of Natalia, sort of like trying to get her attention. This is fucking weird. Wait
You're
a minute.
telling me.
Are you the one I made that hammer for? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, just look at my back.
She like floats over behind you. You can't see her, but you can like feel her warmth. She warned me about you. She gave me a bit of a scare, honestly. She said you're not from around here.
Well, asking me ain't gonna get you anywhere, 'cause hell, I don't even know where I'm from.
What happened before this? I noticed the blood and all. Is she an enemy?
What do you mean? No, we were basically like a practice fight. We just the spear you made for her staff or whatever the hell.
Oh,
So we were sparring.
So that worked out then?
Yeah, I won very easily.
She's
But
like
if you couldn't
floating
tell, I can't
around you.
exactly
And
move.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. It's quite interesting. Do you mind if you stand there just for, well, a few years while I study this?
I'd rather not. I've got stuff to do.
Oh, it won't take no time at all.
Well, the stuff I got to do, it's kind of got a time limit on it. You know, it's got to get it within a year.
And as you're speaking to her, she's sort of like looking at the hammer on your back. You can feel the warmth getting closer, almost unbearably hot as she touches it. Did you do the throwing thing?
Yes, I did.
And it came back to you?
I actually didn't try that part.
Oh. She told me how you wanted the, well... Never mind. I'm sure that works just fine. I am kinda confused, though. This shouldn't have happened. I'm not sure if this has anything to do with the weapons, or... Anyway. If you have something like this happen, just, give me a prayer, eh?
Well, what's your name? How am I going to pray to you with that,
Oh, I forgot me manners. And she sort of goes in front of you. She puts her, like, tenderly feet on the ground. She condenses her fiery form to a figure of, like, pressed flame. It's almost like seeing a fog cloud condensed into an ice cube. The name's Agni, dear. God of the Forge.
Well, nice to meet you.
She goes to shake your hand.
I can't exactly move that.
And then she's like, oh, never mind, I doubt she'd want to do that anyway. I'm a bit hot. If you know what I mean. And at that point, you notice that she has a feminine sort of figure. Like, I don't know how to describe that without being objective. But yeah, you can tell she's female and also sort of a weird fire thing. But it's about the time where she, like, goes to ask you another question when everything fades back in and pops, and everyone starts moving around and breathing again, and you can move your own body.
I'm gonna, like, stretch, like, fucking circle my arms, like, move my shoulders. I'm gonna fucking, like, try and crack my neck, like, crack my knuckles. Well, that was fucking weird.
What was?
Well, you didn't see it. Oh yeah, you guys were kind of frozen. What's up with this whole thing where, like, I'm stuck in time and you guys are frozen? That's what, the second or third time it's happened now?
Yeah, I got nothing for you.
Yeah, me
Well,
neither.
whatever. Natalia.
She, like, looks at you expectantly.
Well, I was just frozen in time for, like, probably like 20 minutes or something. I couldn't move shit. But I did talk to the God of the Forge, that lady.
Oh, she's no god.
She called herself one.
Well, she's more of a... Well, she's the daughter of the god, technically. Like an aspect. But, yeah, she works for Shaper.
Well, I don't know what the hell just happened, but after the fight, I couldn't move, so... And I was apparently stuck in time or something.
Did she figure out what it was about? You said you saw her?
Yeah, I saw her and I called her campfire. And then she made her way over to me. She was really fast, so I had to, like, yell or whatever, but then she basically just said she has no clue what's going on. And if it happens again, pray to her.
Interesting. It probably has something to do with the same thing that happened when I tried to give you that spell.
Oh, that's just dandy.
Anyway, that was a fun fight.
I gotta, real quick, I want to test something out. Theta, get over here.
Hello.
I'm gonna take my hammer and plant it on the ground.
Okay.
So like handles facing up, head of the hammer's on the ground, and say, "You're strong. Try and pick it up."
Okay.
Oh god. Well, it wasn't a strength check that you needed to make. It is a wisdom saving throw.
That's even worse.
No.
That is a fail, a severe failure.
Oh,
Do you want to change
oh
that?
no!
No, yeah, I'll take this. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Yeah.
Cosmic Omen.
Uh,
I can do this a number of times equal to my proficiency bonus. So there's another one. Aww.
So, okay.
At least it's not a catastrophic failure now.
So, I need to prepare for a combat encounter.
Oh, fuck.
So you go to bend down to grab the hammer. And it is at this point when you like go to lift it up and it feels like just terrible, just absolutely bad feeling. It's just a bad feeling that you haven't felt before. It's like a static electricity feeling up your entire body, like up your shoulder and straight to your like where the heart is. And you go to rip it up, and your arm rips off.
Oh,
So your hand, it is currently attached at like the mid forearm, and it sort of fractures off up to the elbow. So you have like a pointed little, like, it's a hollow sort of thing, and attached to the hand that is attached to the hammer is
Oh no!
a long stem. It looks like a bone, but it's more yellow and kind of greenish. And attached to that stem is something that looks in between like a wasp's nest and a hornet's nest, like sort of long branching tubes going upwards, and it gets thicker as it goes towards the top. And coming out of these nests are these small little locust cicada-like things with very long forelegs and wings. And you seem to have
Oh.
disturbed them.
oh wow. That's not my fault, is it?
What the fuck is going on?
At the moment, they are... Oh, at the moment they are not being aggressive, but Theta, you take 3d10 necrotic damage. Because it's literally your arm falling off, so like, you take 12 damage. Also, your arm is not there right now.
Wolfsbane? Is there something wrong with this picture?
You seem to not have an arm.
I seem to not have my arm anymore, Wolfsbane.
Natalia, what the hell did the fucking blacksmith do to my hammer?
Natalia goes over to like the hammer and she picks it up, or she tries to pick it up by the spike. It's like against the ground, like head first in like the 12 or 18-inch handle is sticking up, and then like grasping onto it is Theta's like rigor mortis hand, and the stems of the bugs are just like, they're kind of nesting. They're a little disturbed. Theta, you feel a weird sensation on the inside of your other part of your arm, like the one that's still attached. She goes to like pick it up by the spike in the head, and she can't. She's not able to.
Wow.
Well, why ain't your arm coming off?
Well,
Why does his arm come off, and why are there bugs in it?
I don't think it's to do with the hammer. And she like sort of quakes, like her She looks like she got a shiver down her spine as she touched the hammer.
Wait, so he just has bugs in him?
It's funny because I actually had a shiver as soon as you, just right before you said that.
I'm not sure how to take this, but Theta, I think there's something medically wrong with you.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Theta,
Give me one long rest. I'll be able to cure him.
Theta, your arm, the one that has like the one that fractured off, crawling up your like forearm and like onto your shoulder, you feel a like crawling, a skittering of something, like little legs.
All right.
Do you take a look?
This is cute and all. I walk over to my arm that's attached to the hammer and I grab it by the forearm. But I need you to understand that you are my body and you obey me. I'm fucking smashing this thing back in its place.
As you like go to pick it up, it's sort of like touching a bee's nest. They get a little bit aggravated. Could you make a animal handling check?
I'm gonna do you one better, and I'm just gonna fucking cast Dominate Beast.
I mean, they're not a swarm, technically.
Would they be a beast?
It would be like dominating a singular one of them. I mean, you could try, but I don't know.
Theta, what's been going on, man?
Don't worry. I've been expecting this. Eventually.
Well, then, since Sylvia, I'm assuming you're not made of
Doesn't look
insects, right?
It doesn't look. I don't know. It looks good, but here's just in good faith.
I'm assuming you're not made of insects. It's probably my
Sylvie.
favorite new comeback.
Since I'm
No.
guessing you're not made of insects, do you want to try to pick up the hammer? I'm just testing out whether or not it works.
I pull out little what do I call him? Sprout. I'm gonna bring out Sprout. I'm gonna be like, no, I was gonna wait. No, first I'm gonna turn around and then I'm gonna bring out Sprout outside. And just peer him outside my shirt and be like, hey, yo. You think I should pick up the hammer? Like you think I'm gonna the same thing's gonna happen to me? Am I made out of bugs, Sprout?
He like sort of adjusts his little feathery leaves. He's like, I think that's a great idea.
Okay. I put him back in my shirt and I turn around. Like okay. I walk up to the hammer. I go into my little Superman pose, like, you know, with the fists on the hips on both sides, and like.
Let me figure out. Let me explain what happened when Theta grabbed his arm. So Theta, you grabbed the arm and the bugs inside, the spawn inside. At first recoiled at your touch, but realized that you were part of them, and they all launched back inside of your body.
There we go.
And they flew into the place where your arm is, like where it came off of. You feel the thing that was skittering up your shoulder crawl back into the stump of where your arm was, and now that all that is left of your hand that you were holding is like the empty nests of the spawn that you saw before.
There we go. Do I have a hand back?
You're currently holding your hand.
Gotta hand it to ya.
So what do you try to do with your hand exactly?
Put it back in. And I'm just going to try and just sort of will it back on.
um, I mean, huh? Yeah, no, that's not how it works. It's sort
Hey,
of,
Boggs, could
it's
you,
sort of just,
reattach this?
it's sort of just, you can feel the, it's like, it feels like when you rub like two nails together, it just doesn't, it's not there to detach. It's there just because it like lost cohesion.
Okay.
Do
so
you
would
do you
my
at
arm
any
be
point?
considered- Is my arm an object now? That is just a dead arm.
Yes.
I'm gonna cast mending. I'm gonna start just reattaching this. I kind of like pull my sleeve down, and you can see like a very large portion of Theta's body and like the massive chunks that had just been cut out at one point or another. As I begin to attempt to reattach this arm.
Are you attaching it where it fell off?
Yes, there's like a purple thread.
Yeah.
That's being dragged through the air.
God, you're like a golem. What the fuck?
Is that fucking like? What is it? Not, is it not Hedon? No, who is it? Who is the guy? Who's partnered with Hedon in Naruto?
The guy from
Oh
Spy
my God,
Kids?
The guy. I know who you're talking about.
Danny
vaguely.
Trejo?
No. I know.
He's the guy.
I know what you're trying to get at. But the name eludes me right now as well.
Yeah. So you go to pick up the hammer that has like bug shells at its feet. You can see like the decayed bits of the hornet's nest that was once on the hammer. And you see Theta reattach his arm with a mending spell. And you go to lift the hammer. Correct?
I will, yeah.
Okay.
But as I'm doing like my stance,
Mm-hmm.
like my Superman pose, as I'm like thinking this over and I'm like taking a deep breath, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay, you roll a d4 and then add the number rolled to one ability check of your choice.
Hmm.
Okay. But it's not an ability check. Or at least it
Not
was.
when I-
At least it wasn't. So you.
I cast guidance on myself just for the extra protection.
Uh-huh.
Like kind of like double condom because I also have one last cosmic omen left.
Did you just compare your cosmic omen to double condom?
Yeah. But I am gonna grab it. I'm gonna try picking it up.
Okay. Yeah, so you grab onto it. Please make a wisdom save.
Okay. Wait. Oh, guidance is an ability check. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll make a wisdom save, and I will use my, Oh, not that. I did not mean to click that. Saving throw, normal. I will add my last Cosmic Omen. Oh, I don't need to. I don't want to. I'll save my Cosmic Omen.
Okay. Yeah, so
23.
you go to pick it up, and you get, like, a feeling of impending doom. And it doesn't budge. You feel like you probably shouldn't touch that.
Okay. I see how it is. I'll let go, and I'll turn to Theta and be like, "Hey, buddy, you need some actual healing."
Yeah, and after seeing that neither of them could pick it up, nor Natalia, surprisingly, I'm just gonna kind of effortlessly pick it up with one hand, sling it over my back, and just say, "Well, I guess that works."
What are you, the primordial of lightning and thunder?
Maybe.
What are we talking about? Sorry, I'm a little distracted.
Yeah, what's up with the bugs, man?
What is up with the
this
bugs?
This is just how it is.
How long have you had bugs
Are you okay?
inside of you?
I'm fine. Anyway, speaking of the bugs, they're a little new, for sure, but...
Did it happen when you ate that goddamn orb?
Maybe.
What's up with these orbs anyway? I ate an orb, and
Well,
I
you
got
spat
powers.
out
You ate an
the
orb
orb.
and you got bugs?
You know how it is.
I guess.
Talking to bugs kind of like talking to animals, because I can speak to animals sometimes.
Listen, it's fine. This is merely all a part of my body catching up with what I have been magically going through. You know, just puberty. Third puberty.
Mm-hmm.
Third?
I'm a very complicated person, Wolfsbane.
Yeah, I get that from as much as I'm around you. You're probably the oddest fella I know. Don't take that bad.
Anyways, I think I'm going to expedite my little conversation with Mother Dearest. Do you mind if I pass out for like 8 hours?
Go for it.
Alright, and I'm gonna finish sewing everything up. And then I'm gonna try and reconnect with my Mother Dearest. I'm gonna take a bathroom break though.
Meanwhile, Sylvie, let's have a conversation.
Wow.
I don't think there's much else to do.
Mhm.
So, what's up with you?
It does seem to be a common question nowadays.
Are you made of
Well, to be
bugs?
fair, you just showed up outside of a cabin and then joined us on this journey.
To be fair, you guys showed up at the cabin and just kind of like blackmailed me into this journey.
It wasn't really a blackmail. I was joking about the explosives and you just didn't really catch on.
Are you made of bugs too?
I'm not made of bugs, no. At least last time I checked, I'm not.
When is the
My
last
blood
time?
alcohol
you
level is
checked?
probably way too high than a normal person, but not bugs.
Okay.
My lungs are also probably full of smoke and shit, but hey, what's life if not killing yourself slowly?
If you want, I can always heal you.
That works for like smoke?
I don't see why not.
Fucking give it a try, I
And
guess.
depending on the spell, which honestly, after that fight, I might need to recuperate before casting such a
That
higher
lightning
level
was a
spell.
good one though. That
Yeah,
lightning's a bitch.
that's like one of my that's like one of my basic spells.
Here to deliver customer service. I see.
You wouldn't.
The fuck?
I know we just met like yesterday, but you wouldn't perchance have like, I don't know, like 500 gold.
The hell you need 500 gold for?
Well, if you thought my lightning spell was so great, I've been digging in to what the stars have been telling me, and like into more of the Fey magic in the wilds. And I think this calls for I've been like looking for a specific item. I've heard rumors here and there that on the market it goes for a high price, so yeah.
Well, 500 gold's about all I have on me right now. So maybe another time, unless you
We're gonna have
got
to go make
something
some
to trade
money.
for it.
We're gonna need to make some money. No, I don't think I have anything worth your interest.
Well, then I guess you'll either have to get your own gold or we'll see where it goes from there. But, well, I gotta go collect a shit ton of money anyway from some old guy.
Mm.
You probably heard his name mentioned in our conversations. Saris.
Oh yeah, I think you have mentioned him a couple of times.
Yeah, we're going back to see him because the whole reason I'm here, well, like along the way, I've, I guess, gotten more reasons to be here. But originally, it was kind of just because he's going to pay me a shit ton of money, and I want to go collect that shit ton of money.
Nice.
Actually, calls to attention. Everybody else, before you showed up, our little group here kind of had more members, and well, I guess if they were getting paid, I don't even know if they were getting paid, but if they were, does it just like, do we still get that? Does it just divide between like me and Theta since we're the only two left, or what? I don't know how that. You have to bring that up with Theta.
I have no idea how that would work. I don't know. I've never.
So how the hell did you end up?
Huh?
How the hell did you end up north of Arcage in the middle of goddamn nowhere, knee deep in snow, in this? And I kind of just gesture to what you're wearing. I'm like, it's not very well suited.
Walked. I walked.
And you didn't think to get a jacket or something like that?
No, I tend to keep myself warm and do decently outside.
How?
All depends.
It was -degree weather and you're wearing a extremely short dress.
Well, have you never asked like a fire spirit to keep you warm at night?
No, I usually just start a fire.
Oh, I usually just talk to the Fae and they're like, oh, yeah.
Aren't the Fae like bunch of sneaky bastards that steal children? Growing
No,
up.
that sounds like that actually kind of sounds like Faunus. I think.
Like
I know
what?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Well,
There's
growing
just-
up, we always were told stories about fairies that would steal you if you acted up.
Yeah, like Faunus, right?
I have no clue who Faunus is.
He's got like goat legs, and he plays like a pan flute. And if you hear it in the
Oh
middle of the
yeah,
night,
yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, the fucking goat man. I forgot his orcish name. It's been a while, but I know what you're talking about. One creepy motherfucker.
I haven't had a run-in with him yet. I think he would be like pretty fun to party with. Not gonna lie, he seems like quite the party animal.
Yeah, who steals children?
Well, good thing I'm not a child.
Well, you. How tall are you again?
I am.
I keep thinking of Rosetta's height, so I don't want to. 5'9"?
9.
Okay, then never mind. I can't make super short jokes. Well, yeah, you're probably fine off, but like, he's probably a buzzkill at parties, right? Like, people roll up with drinks or like fucking snacks and shit, like a casserole or something, and he just rolls up with like a sack of babies. Kind of brings the mood down, right?
That's just more of a feast.
All right, yeah, conversation's over. Where's Theta?
Oh. Gonna make a joke, man. Theta back? Theta, go talk to your mom.
I am.
That was him talking to his mom.
What an interesting conversation.
I'm gonna go have a snacky snack.
I'm gonna go see if I have anything to drink. I'm still listening though. Always listening.
Yeah, I'll have you guys blasted on my
Always
speaker.
watching. Always watching, yes. Yes.
Now I just need to focus really hard on speaking to
To what? Huh?
to
Who? Huh?
Volkaya. I'm focusing on speaking to Volkaya.
So you're like meditating.
Yes.
So you sit there for a while and It's hard to focus in this room with all the talking, but you find a way. And it's pretty simple once you like find your headspace. You know, it feels a little more familiar than the last time. Almost like a feeling of home when you're there. It's sort of like it blinks there instead of fading gradually in and you noticing the ocean and all that. It's more immediate this time. And you're sort of just swimming.
Okay. I'm feeling out this vibe. Do I sense anything around me?
You can like sort of hear things, you know, schools of fish around you, and you know the currents of the ocean making noises. But nothing looming in major.
I guess I'm swimming. Do I see any fucking tasty humans?
Would you care to make a survival check? Actually, you swim up and you realize that you're like, you must be in some sort of like leisure area because there's more than one. There's like half a dozen people above you swimming around.
Huh.
A little closer to land.
Alright, then I'm gonna make a head. I'm gonna pick one out and I'm gonna white fucking shark them.
So you pick one out and you just go for it.
Yeah, I pick one out and I'm going to make somebody in this group fucking shit themselves.
Yeah, make a, I guess that would be a dexterity check at advantage, because you got the element of surprise, and there's more than one.
Oh wow.
A 9. So in this case, a failure isn't a failure, it's more of a gruesomeness. So you sort of...
I made the right choice then.
You sort of go up and you bite the legs of one of the people, and you basically cut them in half, like right above the belly button, and you get everything below. And it's like the person above is now like just clouding the water with a red mist. They taste like a little bit more chalky than the last one was. You know, more gristle and stuff. A lot less meat on it.
That's fine. There's just a lot of gnashing and teeth and biting and chewing. I'm just like, just a fucking blood blender.
Yeah, it's... would you care to describe what you look like? Your creature. Your form, so to speak.
Theta as a Leviathan?
Yeah.
A little baby Leviathan?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. They are long, slender, and like a deep blackish purple. They are closest to compared to an eel, but they are the size of a shark. And they are, when they open their mouth, it's nothing but rows of teeth.
You're like a reverse drill.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Yeah, so after you take your minute or two to fully consume your prey, you swim back down.
Yes.
Yeah, so the area where they were was close to the beaches. You're not sure where exactly. Based on the temperature of the water, it's probably like not too far north, a little bit south of where you might be right now. And the further down you go, the colder the water gets, but it's not like uncomfortably cold. It's like a welcoming coldness, sort of like safety. And after you reach a certain depth, you hear like a droning, high-pitched noise. It stops every couple of seconds.
Okay.
Everything you pass in the ocean is absolutely terrified of whatever the hell you are. Not one has stood to fight you or try to chase you out of their territory. You've seen sharks, schools of sharks, just turn away at your mere sight.
Good. But I do want to find Valkyria. So I suppose it's time to go down, right?
Mm. Yes, you go down away from the land and deeper into the abyss. And, would you care to make a, I guess it would be like a history check, but like not really with your like perceptive abilities, more like your like instincts. Yeah, history check would probably do it. At advantage, because you're like underwater and it's not really directly relating to a place, it's more of a feeling.
Six.
Yeah. So you're going and you swim as far down as down goes, and you start to see like a crack in the very like center of where this valley is. Like a dark orange color. It seems to be leading south, and it's getting bigger as it goes.
Okay.
You haven't seen or felt any familiar presences.
But this is the void fissure I'm in right now.
You might think so, yeah.
Alright.
Do you follow it, or where do you go?
I guess I will investigate it. Valkyria is a big fucking fish. I think I'll stumble upon them some way.
Yeah. So you're going, and before the like fissure in the earth gets too wide, you feel a rush of current behind you, and you see schools of fish scattering in every direction except for backwards. There seems to be something coming from behind you. So you turn around, and as silent as everything in the ocean might be, this is quieter, and it's just waiting there. And it's her spindly, eight-legged visage with her giant eye, her giant red eye, looking at you, blinking.
Hello.
You are beautiful.
Why, thank you.
Why are you here?
To discuss some matters with my physical form back in, well, to discuss a couple things. I have found Shaper and freed him, and I am working with Natalia in order to ensure that there will be no more forgetting. But also, my physical body is experiencing some amount of deterioration. I need a semblance of control over the little ants that grow inside me.
They are your children. You control them as much as I control you. You have a choice. I shall leave it up to you.
Elaborate on what my options are.
Like me, you can choose for your brood to be controlling or controlled.
What happens if I choose controlled?
They become more of a physical weapon.
Oh?
An ability wielded rather than of their own volition.
It might be important to, it seems it would be important to have such a power on my side in the coming days, would it not? If we are to close the Void Fissure.
A mother is only here to guide.
Well, I appreciate your wisdom.
I wouldn't swim further south.
What is further south?
Barena.
Ah. I became acquainted with a daughter of hers.
We are lazy but territorial. Be cautious.
Well, I suppose I'll return to Shaper and let him know that you have my blessing to create something of great power. Or I have your blessing, sorry.
Yeah, she's sort of just standing in front of you, like moving her outer like tentacles and like keeping her eye in a circle, and that she's using it to like pivot so she can like observe your eel-like visage. She's like just hanging out.
When do you think these two forms will begin to coexist? Because currently they sort of exist separately. You know what I mean? They have a very... They do not overlap.
One must live so the other can die. This will be limited, and so will that. You must choose.
I do like having a choice. I will talk to you again soon. When all of these loose threads are pulled together and the world is not in grand dangers, I think I'll know what I want to do.
Okay. Is that all you say before heading out?
Yes.
So you try your best to wake up then?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a con save.
Okay.
Okay, and then roll 2d6.
Six.
Okay. Yeah, and so you wake up and you see both Wolfsbane and Sylvie sort of conversating. Just kind of milling about. Natalia's just standing there stolid, not really moving or looking at you in any particular way.
All right. So, turning my babies into weapons. Let's see how that works.
By babies, you mean the bugs that are crawling around you?
Oh,
You make babies? Wait.
I'm a mother!
All right then.
Okay.
And the more you
Watch
acknowledge this feeling of sort of like closeness, you feel the insides just wriggling and roiling with action, and you can choose. It can either be a very terrifying feeling or a very empowering one.
You know, this is the one kind of motherhood that Theta can enjoy. No.
Well, Sylvie, you better. Oh, there you go.
Do you guys want to see something really fucked up?
Why the hell not? Go for it.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna message the DM real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Please, DM, please, please, please. I'm about to change the motherfucking game. All right. All right. I'm going to describe this now then. So Theta reaches up their fucked up dead arm that's still just kind of hanging loosely right now, as it kind of vaguely moves from, his baby's underneath it. And he reaches up and he like clenches as uh basically you see Theta's arm is there for 1 second, and then in the next second there's a fucking mist of blood and viscera, and then suddenly Theta has a completely different arm present where there was one, in purple fleshy tones wrapped among itself. You can see that all those spawn have reconstituted themselves into a completely new limb for Theta.
Like you've unlocked some sort of like hyper regeneration.
No, this is my child.
What are
If-
their names?
If anyone looks at Natalia, she has an expression of kind of shock in disgust.
Oh, this? I think their name will be Voidborn.
No, like each one.
Oh, now they're just one thing. They're like a hive mind.
Do they do anything besides be an arm?
I don't know. Let's find out. Oh no.
Another duel? Another duel?
Can you describe what this arm looks like exactly?
So, one sec. Let me. It's like. Let's. It's a little bit of everything, but let me pull up this image just to skip to the shorthand.
Funny.
Start there, make it purple, less knife, more fingers, maybe a few eyes in there still.
Where's the bugs come from? Are there bugs, or did they just change into whatever you wanted them to be?
Or do they just like fuse together?
Yeah, it looks like it's an obelisk of bugs that have melted together into muscle. So you can still see like chitin.
Yeah.
Like it's a pattern now along the arm.
Sort of like ridges where their carapaces like lock in together.
It's like when you make a book out of skin, you can tell
Yeah.
how it was a face.
As one does.
As one does.
And so you wave your hand, you're like, you can see on your arm that it's not quite all the way full, and there are like sockets close to like your arm, like your elbow or whatever, where there is still like divots where the bugs like go back into your fucked up like root that is attached to your bone, to how they get their nutrition and like live off of you. There's still like a half dozen or so like ports where there are still bugs yet to be.
The skin book reminds me. Does anybody here watch Ash vs. Evil Dead or the Evil Dead movies?
I've seen it.
I know what you're talking about.
I have we had an artist recreate the Necronomicon, so the flesh-bound book with the face on it. So we have a fucking like exact replica of the Necronomicon in our basement.
Nice. I'd love to put that there. You should just leave it there when you move.
Hide it. No, we're gonna hide it in the drywall. Patch it over. So when somebody does renovations, they find the Necronomicon Ex Mortis just in the wall.
Nice.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
That's such a joke that you'll never see the results of, but you can just imagine.
So what do you target to demonstrate?
Oh.
How do you demonstrate your capabilities? What does it do?
I'm just gonna point out in a direction away from everybody, and I'm going to fucking unleash.
Yeah, so the second you like extend your pointer finger towards whatever it is you're aiming at, like in rows of like each like chitinous row lifts up and like unseats themselves from the carapace slot in your arm, and they sort of shoot themselves in the direction that you're pointing. It looks like it would hurt if you got hit with that.
Oh.
You can see their like purple opalescent looking like little bodies as they fly through the air at like fucking speed of sound.
I kind of like. Can I, kind of like use it like a whip? Like how much control do I have?
If you give me like a proposal, and then I'll probably like. I'm gonna treat these things as a resource.
Okay.
And they'll recharge over time. And then you can use that resource like with a couple of different types of abilities.
Okay.
And if you wanted to like, I don't know, pass a new utility by me of what they could do, then I'll say yes or no and like how much it'll cost, and I'll balance it.
Like
by your-
imagine they chain link against each other like they have into my arm, but they just extend themselves into a thinner
Yeah,
shape, and I use it like a whip.
that's terrifying. Yeah, so you can, I don't know. I'll come up with something like that. But yeah, you see him, like, like they rise up, like half of them on the arm rise up and then, like, lock themselves together, and one of them, like, it, like, stays in the socket, and it sort of, like, extends into your hand, and you know, thrash it through the air at one of the stones, and you whip it, and it leaves a just terrible, like black ooze on the rock. It's like you can see like steam rising from what it whips, sort of like it's melting the stone.
So, what do you guys think?
Freaky as shit, but right up your alley, my friend.
All right.
No comments.
Well, this is Valkyria's approval, by the way.
Well, we have any more business at the Void Up Citadel, or should we be on our way?
I think this is time that I get on an adventure with you guys.
And I think it's at this point where we cut, and we see everyone walking out of the like front door, walking forward out the light bridge that's still there. It's about midday.
Well, I actually wanted to use portal.
Did you? Yeah, so you guys would have yeah. Sorry. I didn't know you guys wanted to use the portal like here. So you would long rest then?
Yeah, we just lied. I'm assuming we just long rest here, and then can I just portal out of the Citadel, or do I have to be out of the Citadel?
The portal seemed to work the first time.
Yeah, so gonna long rest here.
Yep. Yes.
If I just press the
So-
long rest button, will it automatically?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So she points you to a door down the hallway to the left. There's a door that leads to a sort of like quarters area where there's 4 beds and like a bunch of tables and stuff where you guys can hang out. There's a nice fireplace. It's always burning very hotly. Very warmly, at least. And yeah, you guys have a long rest. And then where do you head?
Then, well, is Shaper still here? Did Shaper leave already to go to his old house?
You haven't seen Shaper since after you came out of the solarium. Like he left. He was like, "Oh, something needs me. I need to go." haven't
Well,
seen him
I'm just gonna, I guess, get up and be like, well, you two, I guess, get your things together, and we'll say some words with Natalia and be on our way. Unless y'all have something else you want to do here.
No, not particularly.
Pretty good.
So then I'm gonna collect my stuff, and then go to wherever Natalia is. I'm assuming like the solarium, probably.
She would have been like hanging out around you guys. You guys were in the quarters, so you woke up and you headed to the solarium to find her. Then, or just Wolfsbane?
I'm waiting for the other two to come with me.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it would be all 3 of us, right?
Yeah, I'll go around through.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to the solarium. She's there. She seems to be just like looking out the window, sitting down in a like high back chair, just like looking out the window.
Well, Natalia, looks like we're gonna be off on our way. Any
Oh,
last words or anything you need? Not good with the parting
well,
words, I guess.
goodbye, I guess. Oh, yeah, about that thing.
Yeah.
There's... I'll tell you later. I'll let
All
you know
right.
later. And as you're
We
leaving,
just like
as you're
never mind.
leaving, she likes... Or if you're leaving, if not, then this happens later. Is there anyone else who says stuff?
Yeah, just pleasantries.
Yeah.
Gives a little wave with my funny new hand.
Well, good luck with that. I need to give you something, though. And she stands up. And you see, like, she was hiding something with her body beside her on a table. It's a big, like, glass-lidded box. It's, like, on a coffee table next to her. She opens the lid and she removes a item. A dagger. To you, it's like the size of a rapier. To her, it's about dagger-sized. Small dagger for her. She hands it to you, Wolfsbane, or whoever takes it.
I'll probably take it.
Wow.
Be careful with this. It's... Well, it's a plan B. For Oana. You'd probably be best to find her in Elnheim. I'm fairly certain that's where she's gonna go. But I can't be 100% sure.
Can you say that one more time?
She basically told you to head to Elnheim. She can't be 100% sure where she's going, but she's pretty sure it's there. And that's a plan
the
B.
name that you said.
Oana,
Was it
Purity.
Pure? Okay, I
Yeah.
forgot her name was Oana. That's fine.
Yeah. This is a plan B. It's...
Well, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna walk over to Theta and be like, you probably know more about Purity, and you probably are better suited to killing her. So
But try not to
Here you
use
go.
that. If you can avoid it, try not to. It's a lot less likely we'll succeed without her.
I will try not to kill her if I can help it. It's not really my intent at the end of the day.
Of course.
Well, with that out of the way, I'm gonna walk towards the nearest door,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna like move my hands, and I'm gonna think about I want to teleport into Diviner Saris's office.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Roll a just a d20 because your wisdom's not higher than that. So just a d20 right now.
Anybody want to help?
It's like a. It's not really an ability check. Oh, you crit.
No, I don't really need help.
Shit.
Oh wait, it's been a long rest.
Yeah.
No,
So.
no, don't use it. I critted, so don't. You can
Yeah.
use that somehow.
So.
No, I gotta see if it's even or odd for me. Even. Okay, it's same thing.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to the door you came into, and you open the door, and a sort of... Would you care to describe your portal again?
Essentially, you see a almost void-like black line kind of make its way around the frame of the door, and it kind of emanates smoke from the black solid line around the rectangular. I'm assuming like a rectangular door or whatever the shape of the door is.
Yeah, it's a very big rectangular door.
And the smoke kind of it accumulates at the top of it and falls down, kind of creating a curtain of smoke. before essentially like swirling into a kind of like circle like whirlwind before it kind of separates itself, and then you see you basically would see Diviner Sar's office, but very smoggy through the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the portal opens and the smog pours out, and who heads through first?
Me, probably because since I'm just opening it, I'm probably head through.
Onwards and upwards. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah, so we're looking from the direction that we panned the dagger. Like, the dagger was, like, in the shot, and it was handed to Wolfsbane, and the shot sort of stayed there, and Wolfsbane went off to the side and opened the door, and he went through. Who's next through?
Theta.
Yeah, so we see Theta exit stage right, and then Sylvie's the last to go, and before Sylvie exits, Natalia says, "Be careful. These people, they're dangerous. Not your party members, the people you're up against. You have no idea what they'll do if they win. I have a bad feeling about this time. It's different."
I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
She nods, and then Sylvie exits stage right. And that's where we're going to cut the session.
It's gonna immediately pick up me saying, "Hey nerd, where's my fucking money?"
You think?
No, I bet my money is on the design. Saris isn't even there. He's probably like out somewhere else or like helping with the war or whatever. So we're gonna have to like go
Maybe
fucking find him
die.
or some shit.
Maybe Rava turned, and maybe Rava killed Saris.
This is
Then
going to
we
be
gotta
good.
kill Rava.
I have ideas, but
Oh
I'm not... I don't have anything set in stone. That's why I cut it there. Sure. So, goals.
Goals.
Theta.
I did nothing.
Yes.
I think you did your goal. Your first one. I think that's probably an easy goal. Your second one... what would you say the difficulty is for speaking with the Leviathan Mom?
Huh. My first instinct would be medium. There's a lot going on.
I think it's... If you would have, like, had to convince her of something, I think it would have been medium. I think, like, as it stands, it was, like, more of a updating talk than a convincing talk.
Yeah.
So that's probably easy as well.
And I got a new fucking killing arm.
Yeah, you did. That's a cool arm you got there, bud. So... Easy goal for 10th level is 600. So times 3 is 1800 times 2, 3600 for this session.
I love how Thea reacts to losing an arm.
He's like, "Oh, that's sick, dude. A new weapon."
3600, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And do I get a working towards on killing the professor?
I mean, you got a new weapon, so like maybe. I'm gonna say no. I don't know. Yeah, no.
I am 2,000 away from leveling up.
Nice. All right.
I used
Next,
to be ahead of everyone, and now I'm falling behind of everyone. So far behind.
Sylvie, level 9. Poor thing. Obtain a magical upgrade or weapon upgrade to assist in combat situations. Considering the weapon that you got, pretty good. I'd say that's medium.
Medium?
Yeah.
I should have made that a goal. Darn
Make
me.
use and practice ability telekinetic reprisal. You've had that for 2 sessions. I'm going to count it as a medium. Because you've worked towards it last session. Or like you were trying to, you were positioning last session and then you were executing this session, so I think it's close to that. I think you work towards the third one. Again.
Okay.
So it's 450 for that one, and then 2 medium. So 1100 times 3, 3300.
3,300 for all the experience.
Trying to get a total. So 3300 times 2 plus 450.
So 3,300 plus 3,300 plus 450.
Yeah.
All right, and then my is 52,650.
And Wolfsbane, I think you worked towards killing Desmond. Because
All right.
you're literally going to
I'll take that.
Elnheim this session.
Yeah.
So that's 500.
Well, we were
or-
on calm.
Or, yeah, Calm. You're going to Calm, which is like
Like to help
tangential.
with the effort to kill Desmond.
Yeah,
so.
to help with that. Collect more gold
And
from
then I think I'd
Saurus.
also working towards collecting the gold.
Yes, I agree. And you did not work
And
towards
then
your third.
nothing towards that one. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I
so that's
might bench
1,000.
that one because I can't really learn more about it until I get on the subject of forgetting, which I'm gonna have to kill Rosetta for.
Mm-hmm.
What? If you can kill her.
Yeah, that's 1,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill her.
And then you guys are moving towards the quests that you're doing, but you don't get working towards for quests, sadly.
So how much do I get for the 2 working towards?
1,000.
1,000. I'll take it. I'll take it.
And Vinny, did you level up?
No.
Oh darn. So before next session, I'll give you like a full, like character description of, or like not character description, but like weapon description of, each of your upgrades.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
And as far as Theta's upgrade, just we'll like, because it's more of a it's a very free-form weapon because it's literally you controlling a swarm of bugs. So like, it's kind of hard to set one description or another. It's sort of just like whatever you think you can do, maybe. Maybe there's like a learning curve or something like that, like sort of like how the animal handling goes with everyone else. But yeah, that's the session.
All right. Thank you for DMing and thank you for the session.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
All right.